Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. In a recent video of mine, The Joys of Grand Theft Auto 4, I briefly touched on the in-game internet and showed a few websites. The thing is, when I made that video, the internet segment was part of a larger chapter. In this video, I want to take a deeper dive into the internet and take a look at some internet sites and pages that you've probably never seen before. Now I've just logged into my apartment computer here and I'm going to go into my internet browser. There was something in my initial video that I just couldn't find the time for, and that's this. It's the social section of the internet. And it has quite a few different websites, all for social purposes. So if we go into 1,000 words, for example, it's basically, I'm not sure what this website is akin to. It's supposed to be a photo sharing website here. So if we go to the FAQ, what is online photo sharing? Sharing photos online, moron. In short, it's a great way to view and trade porn, or vacation photos. How do I register? It's easy, just send us your personal details, name, address, phone number, fingerprints, and social security number. And then hope and pray that one of our creepy moderators does not sell them or stalk you. So this is a photo sharing website where people from across the world share photos, I suppose. We've got Stephanie here from Liberty City. We've got this dude here, Glinch Worm from Las Venturas. I'm a bit of a social butterfly, and my pics show that. I've decided that I don't care who knows it. I take pics of feet. I love feet, especially ones that people think are ugly. Really old, yellow ones are my favourite, and sometimes I visit... Oh god. Sometimes I visit a hospice and say that I'm related to someone so I can take pictures of their feet before they die. It's really sexual and spiritual. Good lord, I wished I picked another example. I'm sure Sweet Wreck from Vice City will be a little better. I love to travel. Adventure and taking trips to meet new people in new places is what I'm all about. I'm still in the process of discovering who I am and what I want, but a little bit of everything seems to be working. I love to share pictures and am classy, sensual, and trashy. If anyone wants to come visit me, that would be great. I am a queen who sometimes likes to be a serf. Let's take a look at the comments for this. I'm divorced and was a medic in Nam. Now I drive a truck and would love to exchange photos. Hi Sweet Wreck, I also used to be a man. Would be great to swap stories and pics. Any problems with stubble? They did an amazing job on your Adam's apple. Sweet Wreck says, I'm a woman, you f***ing asshole, or bitch, or whatever. I'm about to write some horrible shit in your gallery. There's some really stupid stuff here. We have Trotter here from Los Santos, Bork Light 89 from Paris, and PCV Pipe Girl from San Fierro. Overall, a very stupid website with some very stupid people. Moving on to Electric Tit, which is a video sharing website kinda similar to YouTube. Join the video sharing revolution, the world's most visited website. Upload your home videos and start a flame war with a 10-year-old. Don't worry if you blacked out on Saturday night. Your humiliating antics will be posted somewhere on Electric Tit. Over 50 million clips watched every day for free. TV shows, music videos, celebrity sightings, movies still in theaters, religious propaganda, spam advertising, grainy Yeti footage, bum fights, webcam booty shakes, awful movie parodies, wrestling dwarves, unfunny machinima, that's an especially funny one, teenage, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, dictator executions, tragic vlogs, and lots of porn. There is something for everyone on Electric Tit. Bear yourself. We have Mum's cream pie recipes, stuck in an elevator, honey I met a hooker. Unfortunately, Electric Tit has filed for bankruptcy. Ever since we went public and sold Electric Tit to search engine powerhouse iFind in 2006 for $22 billion, we have had the rancid breath of censorship breathing down our necks, and users have been leaving us in droves. It disgusts us that people don't see us as a promotional vehicle. Why are CNT and CCC and Weasel all wound up about us posting their shows online for 3 hours after they air? We're creating fans for them by giving away their stuff for free. That's how the internet works. Steal some shit and give it away until you shut down. Soon all we'll have left are clips of funny animals and fat kids lip syncing to pop songs. What use is the internet without porn and violence? To add insult to injury, MeTV has filed a $1 billion lawsuit against Electric Tit for copyright infringements. Apparently, free publicity and a broader audience are less important to them than milking their back catalogue. So in short, this is the end of the road for Electric Tit. We are officially, this word has been flagged as inappropriate. And unfortunately, all of the videos on this website have been flagged as inappropriate, and anytime we try to click on one, unfortunately, they are flagged as inappropriate. Thankfully, all of the comments are still here, Like on this video, stuck in an elevator going down, question mark? Thank for Weasel. I have better vids on my site. She was beating that thing like it owed her money. I'd eat that guy's mullet. This can't be real. When do hot girls ever say elevators make me horny to middle-aged guys? So unfortunately, Electric Tit is out for the count. My Room Online is obviously supposed to be like MySpace. If we scroll down, we'll see how it works. Tips for creating the perfect My Room page. Express yourself with a garish, multicolored background. Your page should be as ugly and distracting as possible. Make it look like a peacock ate a crayon box and shit on the internet. Use a font color that is as similar to the background color as possible. The idea is that people should feel physically nauseated after reading a couple of sentences. My favorite one is write shitty poetry and add some cheesy quotations like, live every day as if it were your last. The best part about this website is that all of these profiles here are accessible and you can click on them and learn about these people. Like Black Frost 5 for example, who is 19 and lives in Alderney. His relationship status is broken-hearted and he's here for acceptance and a voice. He's currently an art school student and likes tight pants, poetry, self-mutilation, piercings, playing with mum's makeup, and death. Dislikes jocks, mainstream shit, meat, and capitalism. Well, what about Flap Tickler here, who is 42 and lives in Fort Carson? His relationship status is in a domestic dispute, and he is here to make friends. Profession: I drive an ice cream truck. Likes: dolls, guns, dogfights. He dislikes kids and real women. His strengths are shooting, stalking, and flashing, and his weaknesses are aggression and love of violence, and clearly spelling. The most interesting profile on here is Eddie Lowe Filthslayer. Now, if you know anything about Eddie Lowe, is that he is a character in Grand Theft Auto 4 who you can stumble across in Alderney. As it turns out, Eddie is kind of creepy and is, in fact, a serial killer. If we go onto his My Room Online page, we're taken to this. A white background with blood splats everywhere. Let's take a look at his profile. Username: Eddie Lowe Filthslayer. Age: 32. Gender: God. Hometown: everywhere and nowhere. Relationship status: lonely. Here for self-promotion. Of course, we know what that's about. Profession: street cleaner. Likes: pain, human suffering, mind games, wearing silk panties, and surgical masks. Dislikes: complacency, cops, when people take a long time to burn. Strengths: filleting, skinning, embalming. Weaknesses: none. Best physical feature: eyes. Drink of choice: spinal fluid. Drug of choice: PCP. Weapon of choice: can't decide. Do you have a nickname for your genitals? Daddy's little cigar. How many sexual partners have you had? Tens or hundreds. Depends if dead people count. Let's have a look at this section. Shaved or natural? No. Shower or grower? Eddie shows his pickle to lots of people. When did you last have sex? With a hitchhiker this morning. One word to describe you? Unhinged. What makes you happy? Eddie feels nothing. Finish this sentence. I wish I could have married my mommy. There is a large About Me section here which he has written. I won't go through all of it, but if you want to take your time and read through it, pause the video, do what you have to do. As you can imagine though, Eddie has 0 friends. This isn't the last time we'll be seeing Eddie Lowe on the internet here. Let's move on to Blog Snobs. Blog Snobs, as you could probably guess, is a blogging website where you can read people's blogs. There's actually quite a few that you can read on here, and one of them is Liberated Woman. This is of course Alex, who you meet on Craplist. Whenever you go out on a date with Alex, she will blog about her date with Nico and her experiences after the date, if you catch my drift. Like this one for example. Updated 1 day ago. Nico earned himself a lot of brownie points today. I might even dress up like a brownie for him, if he plays his cards right. My stomach is so ripped right now, I really could pass for a girl half my age. He took me to this cool spot for cocktails, which was just what the doctor ordered. Actually, the doctor ordered me to start eating before I have a heart attack, but what does he know? I didn't hear him complaining when he was pile driving me over the defibrillator. It was the perfect date. Expensive drinks surrounded by beautiful people. That's what life is all about. My life, anyway. I've been doing blow all day, so the last thing I wanted was food or conversation. I'm so happy and buzzed right now. Great friends, amazing clothes, perfect body, a luxury apartment, and a string of rich, successful men lining up to penetrate me. Sometimes I think to myself, is having everything ever enough? There's quite a few posts here, like this one for example, when she first meets Nico. He's called Nico and he's from Russia or Europe or somewhere like that. His accent is so deep and erotic. As soon as he saw me, I could tell that he was undressing me with his eyes. Dark, brooding eyes. Also on the Blog Snob's website though is, once again, Eddie Lowe Filth Slayer. You can see he has his picture behind this pentagram, and there's blood splatters and a cleaver on his page. Again, he has his profession as street cleaner, and his interests are still filleting, skinning, and embalming. Let's take a look at his blog. Updated 40 minutes ago. Eddie has been a naughty boy. I only went for a walk by the river, mother, I promise. There's a jogger in the bushes. I hate joggers. You are given the greatest gift of all, life. And what do you do with it? Jog. Fucking narcissists. Look at me lunge and stretch. Look at me hopping in place while I wait for the lights to change. Ooh, I'm not going to run. I'm not going to walk. I'm going to jog. Get off the fucking fence before I impale you on it. Oops, I already have. I brought the head back for Boo Boo Wilkins, but he isn't impressed. That cat has got ideas too big for his britches. I like to cut the heads off joggers to see if they keep running, like chickens. Sometimes the only difference between making love and making hate is a turn of the wrist. So tired. How about another one? Eddie, you really must clean up that diarrhea. You can even click here to see previous posts. I think that's enough of social networking. Let's go to libertycitypolice.com. This is the LCPD website. It's one of the only pages that you can access, in fact one of two. The other page is the more interesting one, because if you go down to here, you can click on the database. This is the same database that you can access in police vehicles. So if we go to A to E here, we can see Roman and Nico Bellic. Let's click on Nico. Age 30, place of birth unknown, affiliations linked to Russia and West Indian criminals in Broca. If we go to P to U, we can see Gay Tony Prince, nightclub entrepreneur believed to have links to organised crime, particularly the Ancelotti crime syndicate, though the DA's office has not managed to make any of the charges stick. Something we can do though is again go to L and we can see Eddie Lowe, age 32, place of birth San Fierro, criminal record, animal cruelty, exposure of a person, and public lewdness. Possible sex offender, arrested several times for exposing himself to men in parks and masturbating in public places. The LCPD has no idea about his darker background. Another interesting website is www.liesdamnlies.net. This is a website dedicated to conspiracy theories and everything to do with them. We have a few different ones here. Let's click on women. Women, the ultimate conspirators? Loch Ness from San Fierro says, I'm sure you all visit my blog, but I wanted to repost this. Scientists somewhere have discovered that there is an ingredient in sprunk soda that stops women from having orgasms. That explains a lot. For years I have plied lonely looking women with vodka and sprunk before luring them back to my studio under false pretenses, but despite all of my best efforts, they always seem to lie there like a sack of potatoes until I unload one, cry, and then ask them to leave. Until now, I had put it down to my hairy back and tiny member. What a relief. Chemtrail from Liberty City says, I knew it. Does it also cause premature ejaculation? I drink loads of sprunk and last 5 seconds at most. Reichstag Fire from Los Santos says, next you'll be telling me that a woman will run for president. Ha! I hate vaginas. There are other conspiracies like the all-seeing eyes watching you, brainwashing and mind control, aliens and UFOs, this is a very interesting one, as well as a couple of others. The Liberty Tree is a news website which actually will reflect what's going on in the story. For example, this article here, video game violence becomes real. Argument over video games leads to murder. I have recently done a mission in the story where, for Dwayne, I go and talk to his ex-girlfriend and try and get back the money that he's owed. Unfortunately, the biker, Javon Simpson, had to die. So this appeared in the news. Javon Simpson's body was one of the many collected by coroners in Algonquin recently. It wasn't a knife or a gun or a rocket launcher that killed this man though. He was killed by video games. Witnesses report a heated argument outside Videogeddon Arcade. an establishment where addicts pump quarters into computers to get their fix of horrific violence. The argument was followed by a chase on motorbikes, then his grisly murder. It is no surprise that upset community leaders are pointing to games as the cause of his death. The pattern of altercation, vehicle chase, murder, rebirth, and try again is common in video games. Although Mr. Simpson was a known drug user and dealer with several convictions, we are certain this case is due to polygons and pixels, not parole boards. This is obviously referencing some of the, let's say, criticism that Rockstar has received for their violent video games in the past in the media. And there's a lot of very, very funny articles, like Deadly Baby. Joshua Hampton, aged 6 months, was arrested by police after a neighbour called in the report of strange noises at the apartment next door. Police found the body of Abraham Hampton, 31, stuffed under a baby changing station in their Rotterdam Hill apartment. Joshua and his mother were already planning their wedding. One of the coolest, if not the coolest websites on the internet is What They Do Not Want You to Know. Get the most out of liberty. All of the secrets are here. And that is true. For example, one of the quote-unquote collectibles, if you could call it that, is the pigeons in the city, which you can go around and shoot. This website actually gives you the locations of all of these pigeons that you can go and find. So they just put this information in the game for you to find, maybe stumble across, and it's all here. We also have the hidden weapons that the mayor wants you to find. These are the locations of guns hidden around the city that you can just go and pick up. You don't have to buy any from any back alley dealers. You can just go to one of these green dots and find a gun. Health is a gift from space. Worship the worm. These are locations of health packs across the city and different places that you can find health. Sick freaks to avoid. Now, I believe this is the location of all of the strangers that you can find in the game. So down here, this is probably the first encounter you'll find in the game, where the guy gives you a random $100, and then down here is where you'll find him again and take him to go get that big quote-unquote boulder. So yeah, this is all of the different stranger locations, so you can go to these locations and go and do those stranger missions. Make sure you've got armor, be ready to fight the aliens. I guess you can probably figure out what this is. This is armor locations in the game, where you can go and find some armor. Text message cars is up next. I know you're all crazy, but are you crazy enough to take some cars? This is posted by Stevie. Now these are the locations of all of the Stevie's car theft cars that you can get in the game, posted by Stevie himself. The next one is, well, look at that. Who is that there? Eddie Lowe, Fun with Friends. Personally, not quite sure what this is for, but okay then. A very, very cool, interesting site. But we have a link hit down here to Area 53. This is a website by Marvin Trill, and I believe there was a radio show in San Andreas of the same name, hosted by this very same man. This was posted in 1999, somewhere in the desert, so I believe that lines up. This is the only page, and you can pause and take a read of this if you want to, but I won't be reading it out. Brucey also has his own website. You can click on all of these links and they will have separate pages. Brucey's website is pretty much about as unhinged as you think it's going to be. I recommend going and taking a look at some of these. Let's take a look at Brucey's motivation. Motivation is my middle name. Bruce Motivation Kibbutz. You think I'm joking, but I had it changed legally last year. I also have G tattooed on my left butt cheek and D on my right butt cheek to remind me that I am genetically different. Every morning I touch my toes, look through my legs, and see God reflected in the full-length mirror. Believe it or not, the Apple equivalent, Fruit, also has a website in-game. Fruit. Think simple. Think minimalism. Think overpriced. Think Fruit. Think! You are not thinking hard enough. Maybe you are a tosser. With Fruit, you are finally living. Design has evolved to make your life worth living. You are in a cocoon. A fruit cocoon. The new iFruit phone. No buttons, no reception, no storage capacity, all ego. I bet you didn't know that Crappia had a website. If we look at some of their products here, they have the Slapdash inflatable dining room table and the Shoddy bed, designed for people without a sex life. Only $20 and 20 hours of assembly time, made of bamboo effect plastic. All Crappia products come with a month's guarantee. We also have freejames.org. Unfortunately, this man seems to be imprisoned in Indonesia. You can see some messages of support to James. There is a letter to the president of Indonesia. And we also have a message from James. I want to top this off with a few websites to do with travel. We have American Travel Guide here, which is everything we need to know about traveling in Europe. Look, we know the United States of Europe is a terrifying place. A patchwork of third world backwaters where the pop music is cheesy, American has-been stars are treated like gods, the cars are small, and you have to pay a toothless crone to take a shit in a squat hole. The men kiss, the women don't shave, and the children drink wine. When not on strike, Europeans are paralytic by 10 AM, take a 3-hour lunch, and spend their afternoons sleeping or sitting around in cafes whining about lost empires. And if you're looking to travel to Europe during the summer, beware. The entire continent gets 3 months paid leave from work, so the place is a madhouse. It is quite evident that those with a healthy, workaholic manner got out 300 years ago. One thing that surprises many Americans when they travel abroad is that not everybody loves a superpower. The filthy streets of Europe are full of chain-smoking clodhoppers who will think nothing of murdering you in your sleep just for being a freedom lover. Devious ploys. The wily Europeans have come up with some devious ploys designed to throw the hapless American tourist into a spiral of disorientation and paranoia from the moment he steps on foreign soil. They change the time so that you think you have arrived for dinner but end up having breakfast and feeling like you're hungover. And their breakfast is awful. You are hard pressed to find decent bacon or gravy. They have 31 months out of the year, but only 12 days a month. Don't be alarmed when you arrive and it's 27/12/08. Let's take a look at some travel tips before we move on. Always travel in large groups. Stick to resort destinations and bus tours. Take as many photos as possible, especially of poor people. Never ask a local person for directions. They do not understand the concept of blocks. If you do end up waiting a long time to be served in a shop or restaurant, take the proprietor aside and explain to him how to run a business. Our last website will be Peep That Shit. This website has information on pretty much everything in Liberty City, like bars and restaurants. It will tell you about street vendors, fast food. You can click on either of these. We can take a look at Burger Shot and it will tell us about Burger Shot. If we go back to Cluckenbell, it's quite funny actually because this whole section's sponsored by Burger Shot. So under Cluckenbell, sponsored by Burger Shot. We also have other things here like the Homebrew Cafe or Comrade's Bar. Both locations we know from the story, as well as Mr. Fuchs' Rice Box. Steinway Beer Garden also makes an appearance here. We also have Shop Till You Drop. We have high fashion, street fashion, hip hop, outdoor, skate. Let's go to high fashion. And it will show us all of these high fashion places that we can find in the city. Of course, we can only find Perseus. Going to sports and activities, we can see that it promotes bowling, and it tells you both locations as to where you can find a bowling alley. There's also a section about dating. It promotes lovemeet.net as obviously the main dating website, but sometimes real perverts like to use Crapless to meet society's worst dregs for no-holds-barred smut, referencing again Alex. There's also the museums that we have in the city. The Libertonian is one that we can, of course, visit. Looking on Crapless, there's so many very, very silly posts and stuff like that you can find. I'm not going to read any of these now. You can pause and read any of these if you would like. The internet is nowhere near as deep as it was in GTA 5. They really upped themselves in Grand Theft Auto 5 by having websites that are interactive pretty much all the way through. This was an interesting first step for Rockstar to implement an internet into a Grand Theft Auto game. And like I said, they did do a much better job in GTA 5, as the websites there were a lot more interactive. A lot of the ones here are just there to look at and read a few of the funny posts and some of the funny strings of text that they have on these websites.
In my last video, I covered the unhinged internet of Grand Theft Auto 4. But in this video, I want to take a look at the internet of Grand Theft Auto 5. I want to see what's changed, I want to see what's the same. The internet in Grand Theft Auto 5 is accessed differently than in GTA 4. Gone are the days of boxy monitors in internet cafes. This is completely different. Of course, we've moved into the era of the smartphone, and the internet is at your fingertips 24/7. So why don't we just jump right into it and have a look at the internet in Grand Theft Auto 5. Our homepage is still ifind.info, but it's been updated and is completely different to the last time we saw it. We still have the curated collection of websites behind these buttons here, so with an internet as big and as wide as Grand Theft Auto 5's, where do we start? Well, I think one of the best places to start is the websites that we looked at in GTA 4. if you remember, myroomonline.net was a website we covered in the GTA 4 video, and it was doing quite well for itself. It was 2008, My Room Online was the biggest thing. We go to it now, and welcome to the ghost town of the internet, myroomonline.net. The social networking site domain name is for sale. In 2008, we were on top of the world, the most trafficked website and the most popular social networking platform on the planet among the teen and teen predator demographic. Now we're the ghost town of the internet, devoid of human life, with just the occasional spam tumbleweed rolling through. What the hell happened? Life Invader happened. Life Invader, are you serious? Their pages look like a passport application form. My Room was the internet equivalent of a Las Venturas cabaret show. Tasteless, full of tits, creepy old men, and design that looked like an intro to HTML class. Since when was social networking about a minimal, standardized, user-friendly, easy-to-navigate interface that steals all of your personal information? Social networking is about pages customized beyond usability with gaudy background designs, embedded videos, auto-launch music files, glitter graphics, and cumbersome HTML code that steals all of your personal information. We know because we invented it! The benevolent founder of Weasel News spent $1 billion on this company. Then, America and the world shows their appreciation by leaving town. If there are any investors or pop star wannabe entrepreneurs out there interested in giving a bankrupt former internet behemoth a second shot, we have some great ideas about how to reinvent ourselves as a social entertainment site. It's the future. We're absolutely sure of it this time. We created a monster, then we got devoured by it. And yeah, this is the only page on My Room Online. They are dead. And funnily enough, on this page we have an ad for Life Invader. So why don't we check out Life Invader? I'm playing as Michael right now, and you can see Michael's page here. Michael DeSanta. Occupation, retired. Relationship status, just about married. We also have some messages to Michael down here. From Jimmy, so seriously, what is the new TV situation? Because this needs to get rectified like ASAP. Tracy DeSanta says, I hate you. How could you embarrass me like that? Why do you have to be such a fucking caveman? A couple of guys on that yacht were legitimate industry people. Are you trying to ruin the rest of my life? Do anything like that again and I will really get into porn just to punish you. There are a lot of messages on here. A lot of messages. But Life Invader is pretty much a fully interactive site. You can't look at the photos, although you can see a young Tracy and a young Jimmy there. And a old family photo. Michael is stalking, following one company, and that is Redwood Cigarettes. The Redwood Man. Virility without the sperm count. Safest sex you'll ever have. I love the way a redwood brings out the cool in everyone. I just love the refreshing, smooth taste of a redwood. There's nothing like it. Every drag reminds me of when America was great. Thanks to all our posters, none of whom are paid contributors. If we go back to Michael, we can have a look at his friends. He's friends with Tracy, Jimmy, Amanda, Lester, Hayden Dubose, and Kyle Chavis. Let's take a look at Jimmy's page. Occupation, say what? Relationship status, Mac Daddy. Classic. We have some messages to Jimmy from Tracy. You weaselly little shit telling dad about the party on the yacht. Get a life of your own. Jimmy posted an update. In weird, quote, DeSanta family news, Dad smashes TV in blind rage, Jimmy plus Dad go on gay bike ride, Dad hijacks a boat and steals a sea shark, oh, and Tracy does porn. Okay, no news there. Jimmy even posts an update about Jay Norris's death. So tripped out about Jay Norris, I was all ready to camp out online for that mobile device. An uncanny Jimmy impression, by the way. Unsurprisingly, he is stalking Righteous Slaughter. Unfortunately, the profile is private. And here we are at Bleater, before it becomes Y or something. Everything is about you. Information isn't about imparting knowledge anymore. The internet changed all that. Welcome to the world of self-aggrandizing shorthand. Keep strangers and people you hated in high school up to speed about every mundane detail of your life 24/7. Welcome to the delusion of having an interesting life and friends. Bleater is the perfect storm of blogging, social networking, and text messaging. We're demolishing 100,000 years of complex linguistic development, 140 characters at a time. Bleater is obviously very outdated at this point. Between then and now, Twitter has become a whole different thing and it is used in an entirely different way. Let's take a look at some of these bleats Oh my god, it's been so long, I think my vagina is closing over like a pierced ear. I'm serious. Hashtag gotta get laid. Mitch Dexter. Hello, Mitch. In my day, there was none of this obsession with ethnic diversity. Actors got roles on merit. We just all happened to be white. Dr. Friedlander is on here. Just rewatching my guest psychologist appearance on Rehab Island, it sends such an important message to young people about the importance of emotional health. Hope I didn't steal the show. He's a very self-involved man. Footlong Freddy has bleated down here about the yacht that Michael recently crashed. Talk about buzzkill. Crazy dude crashed the yacht like some fucking pirate and made off with his daughter on our Sea Shark. Just getting her warmed up too. Christ. And the thing is, there are pages and pages and pages of these bleats. They're everywhere. And you can just take a look at some of these. They're all fantastic. We're going to go to Hush Smush. Now, the name of this website is something that I cannot say very quickly. Hush Smush. 1 click to 2 time. Your woman won't put out, someone else's will. Fact, 90% of marriages end in divorce. Fact, 70% of Americans have been unfaithful. Fact, it isn't cheating if nobody finds out. Think of all the winners in professional sports who have cheated and never gotten caught. They're winners because nobody knows. Chances are your spouse has done the dirty on you already. Hush Smush is a discreet and secure online community of extramarital daters, single girls looking for a sugar daddy, and depraved nymphos. Hush Smush, for God's sake, is cheaper than divorce and safer than a prostitute. We don't wreck marriages, we save them. So do it for the kids. No stigma, no commitment, no guilt. It's like being single again. On Hush Smush, every night is like a frat party. Start your affair now. $500 for men, but women get to cheat for free. Now if that ain't a deal, click here to sign up and find your matches. Well, why don't we? Oh dear. $500 per year for membership. Credits enable you to make contact with other Hush Smush members. Make payment. Let's go. Yes. Well, I mean, we've got 3 matches. Let's go. Let's have a look. Curvilicious, 28, age 29. Body type blimp, drinks destructively, and looking for anything goes. Private photo. I gained 250 pounds after my wedding, owing to an untreatable glandular condition that has doctors baffled. My husband won't come near me. I haven't had sex in 4 years. If you're a discreet married man who likes Cluckin' Bell chicken and doesn't mind going on top, I'm ready to have some fun. We may need to do some maintenance down there as it's been a bit hard to reach. Hey, look at this. We have Foxy Mama 21. Age 43. Body type bangin'. Drinks destructively, again. Looking for anything goes. Unsatisfied mother of 2. I have the body and mind of a girl half my age, but my husband's too wrapped up in himself to notice. He spends half his time drinking by the pool, ignoring me. Well, I'm done. Looking for a fit, athletic man who knows how to appreciate a woman in her sexual prime. I love yoga. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is Amanda. This is Michael's wife, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab that. Now, we are not going to be able to read all of these. There are way too many. But let's read Spanky Panky 5's. Very shy looking picture. She looks a little terrified, in fact. She's 32, body type average, drinks destructively, that seems to be a theme, looking for anything goes, dry Greek, whatever. My husband can't keep his dick in his pants, so now it's my turn. I don't care if he finds me on here. I hope I get pregnant and give you an STD, you bastard. I enjoy swimming, baking, and romantic movies. Okay, there is more than enough side boob on this website to get me demonetized, so I'm just going to move on. Now, in case you're wondering, no, I'm not going to be covering these websites here. That it would make no sense for me to do that. We've all used all of them multiple times. What I am going to be doing, though, is going to a few websites that you may have seen. You may have seen the link for. Maybe you never clicked on them. Why don't we take a look at a few? If you are like Michael, you like classic Vinewood movies. So let's go to classicvinewood.com. Now this is your IMDb style website. Classic Vinewood. Everything looks good through the lens of nostalgia. Even the 1980s. Sequels, remakes, romantic comedy sequels, superheroes, CGI nonsense, and one-dimensional androgynous vampires. That's the Vinewood business model these days. Low-risk, high-concept blockbusters supported by massive merchandising and completely stripped of all nuance and subtext, so that Eastern Europeans and Asians don't get confused. Unable to tell a succinct story in 90 minutes, directors make 3-hour films that drag on like somebody shot the editor. The world has gone digital, which means no more tough decisions about brevity. The film industry is dead, and to add insult to injury, we have to watch as gutless studio execs strip the last pieces of meat from its decaying corpse. If we click down here, we can take a look at some classic Vinewood movies. We have Rum Runner, Shoulder of Orion 2, An American Divorce. Let's take a look at some comments for The American Divorce. This actually seemed longer and more boring than my own divorce. How the hell did this win Best Screenplay? The best divorce movie of all time, and I've seen them all. What an amazing twist at the end! They share custody of the kids and return to their lives. Nice spoiler, bro, come on. Maybe you don't want to look at classic films, you want to make a classic film. Why don't you just go to Vinewood Logline Generator? Create and pitch a movie concept to Vinewood producers in seconds. Writing a movie is easy. Everyone knows you don't need imagination or talent. You need the Vinewood Logline Generator. This is a website where you can basically come up with a concept for your own movie. So welcome to the actual page for the generator. We got a bunch of different things here. Character flaw, character strength, crisis, hero. Let's go and pick a few of these. Yeah, let's go for character flaw. And I think the obvious choice is British. Character strength. Let's go with... Yeah, he's got to be wise, Kraken. His crisis. So this is... Okay. Number 1 is... He is told he only has 24 hours to sleep with a midget. Oh dear. Let's have a look. Is brainwashed into becoming a porn star. Okay. Is imprisoned for fingering old ladies. I hate that this game actually makes me say these words out loud. Number 4 is fired from his job for sexual harassment. You know, that's pretty tame for Rockstar, I think. Wins tiniest penis on the internet in an online poll. Is abducted by aliens and sent back to 2012. Loses all of his money at a swinger party. Okay. Is drugged and wakes up in the body of an illegal immigrant at a swinger party. Is possessed by the ghost of a gay Confederate soldier. Is kidnapped by a cult that sacrifices babies to a pagan elf lord. Finds out his grandfather was an Australian war criminal. Discovers global warming is a hoax. Has his kidney stolen in a Brazilian brothel. Loses his legs in a freak lawn mowing accident. And mistakenly drowns the mailman in a bathtub. I think it's going to have to be the babies one. Hero. Rent boy. Country music star. Yuppie. Okay, country music star. Gigolo. Taxidermist. Juicehead. Porn star. Pig farmer. Lumberjack. Virgin. Ventriloquist. Software millionaire of all things. Teenage runaway. Leper. Cosplayer. Cosplayer it is. And sidekick. Giant baby and part-time lawyer. I think that's, you know, kind of thematically... I mean, this cult sacrifices babies, and, like, giant baby would probably have, like, a legal issue with that. Special power. Shape-shifting, time-traveling. Ooh, these are pretty good. Bionic. Telepathic. Double-jointed. I'm gonna go with double-jointed, I think. That's pretty good. Antagonist. Investment banker. Gypsy. Hipster. Stoner. Cannibal. Murderous soccer mom. Zombie sumo wrestler. Maimed singer. Japanese schoolgirl. Pageant queen. State senator, dictator, chimpanzee, vegan, necrophiliac. I think it's got to be murderous soccer mom. Yeah? And our goal is to save the world from white people. I mean, that one's... That's already great. Let's see what the other ones are. To win back the love of his crippled high school sweetheart. To foil a terrorist attack on an up-and-atom restaurant. In order to be able to love animals unconditionally again. To win back the respect of his gay son. To prove his friends that he's not gay after all. In a race against time to disembowel a cheerleader. To save his local meth house from being turned into luxury condos. in order to bring closure to a childhood trauma buried deep in his ass, to restore peace to the Middle East section of Los Santos, to uncover a scandal that rocks the world of female bodybuilding, to firebomb the spelling bee championship for his hometown, and to see who can break the record for the biggest asshole in Texas. Save the world from white people, I think. That's a great one. Idea. When a British cosplayer is kidnapped by a cult that sacrifices babies to a pagan elf lord, he must team up with a wisecracking giant baby and part-time lawyer and take on a double-jointed murderous soccer mom to save the world from white people. Now that was obviously amazing, but what if you don't want to generate, you don't want to generate a movie idea? Maybe you're a soon-to-be parent who needs a name for their baby. Well, why don't we go to yournewbabiesname.com. Making babies is the easy part. Choosing an appropriately eccentric name is the hard part. Today, if your child doesn't stand out, not only will they be a failure, but everyone will look on you in shame. Nothing says boring like a boring kid. After all, a kid is you, only more so, as this is a you that you get to shape from the beginning. A lot has changed in the last 5 years. Bankers, hipsters, and celebrities have pretty much ruined everything for everyone. The pressure to be unconventional has never been greater. Sending your child out into today's self-indulgent, self-medicated, self-entitled world with an ordinary name is condemning them to a life of failure and mediocrity. That will make you look awful too. How many interesting, successful, attractive young people do you know called Mike, Dan, or Jeff? Name your child something like that and they won't lead the crowd. Instead, they'll follow at the back of the crowd, wearing corrective shoes and mumbling with their hands down their pants. Everyone will laugh at their parents too. Yesterday's weird is today's normal. Names that were unique in 2008 are now a dime a dozen. Elementary school classes are full of little razors, Xenobs, and Mudzillas. You have to go the extra mile to stand out these days. Make your kid reflect who you are on the inside. Don't burden your child with the stigma of normality. Give them a ludicrous name, and then raise them to be narcissistic enough to carry it off. Just like you wish you had been. So let's try the baby name generator. Let's see what we've got. Let's say we're having a boy. Squeen Dot. Squeen Dot. Little Squeen. My little Squeen boy. Squeen Dot. Well, Bandar. Bandar's pretty good. Zero Gravity. For God's sake. Yum Yum Killer. That's pretty good. Clam Digger. Clam Digger. Okay, say we want a girl instead. Homeopath. Fixie-Plex. Little Fixie-Plex. Yum Yum Killer is also unisex, apparently. Mitzi Moo. Sand Blaster. Earth Cake. Wazangtiz. That is enough of that. I'm through with that. I'm sure you've all heard on the in-game radio about Proposition 208. And there is actually a website we can visit, so let's go do that now. Yes, just like it says on the radio. Proposition 208, legalize medical cocaine. Just say yes. Let's take the snort to court. Fight for nature's medicine. End cocaine prohibition by 2014. Some Mayan hieroglyphics are very clear on this, but the global pharmaceutical giants helped to make nature's gift illegal. E. Cola was once a medicinal tonic until politicians outlawed this life-giving, plant-based elixir. Now it's just another neutered soda. It's time to unneuter America and get back to the mighty industrial powerhouse we were back in the 1920s. And as you can see, we have some proven health benefits to medical cocaine. So let's take a read of these. Weight loss, relief from fatigue, attracting women, curing hangovers, penis reduction, delusions of grandeur and humor,
Power masturbation, massive paranoia, effective way of checking to see if your heart is healthy. Now let's go to a little website called The Internet is a Hellhole. You remember sitting in front of the TV as a kid, watching a magical world where every kind of problem was solved within an hour. Families were funny and sometimes had pet aliens or two parents of the same sex but were all heterosexual. Cars and trees talked. No one was gay or took drugs, and minorities were cute. All was perfect in the world. Then you got on the internet and 1,000 years of darkness began.
TV raised Generation X and Y to be well-rounded members of society. It's a generation that understands the social contract of free quality programming, watching a few commercials and supporting the sponsors. The internet, on the other hand, is raising this new generation to be narcissistic, lonely exhibitionists who live in electronic despair, crying out for attention at every waking moment, twitching to check devices twice a minute, rudely ignoring those around them, sexting, and hating others simply because they own the wrong kind of phone. We've developed an online tool sponsored by Parents Require Intelligent Communicative Kids, or PRIC for short, which is itself sponsored by a coalition of national broadcasting companies who want your kids to be safe, where you can see them, in front of the television, just like when you were younger. And look how well you turned out. So why don't we take the quiz? Let's pretend we are a teenager, and let's take the quiz. Question 1. A cheerleader at school sends you some very revealing pictures of herself. Do you take a revealing picture of yourself and send it back? Ignore her and pay attention to your schoolwork. Show the picture to your father and invite her over to watch an episode of Republican Space Rangers, the award-winning show on Weasel. It might have to be number 3. Correct answer. I thought it might be, yeah. Question 2. Your science teacher, Miss Lee, asks you to stay after class. She is very attractive and complains that her boyfriend broke up with her 2 months ago, and she's been very lonely. She says that there are some ways that you can earn some extra credit for class. Do you report her to the principal for acting inappropriately, graciously leave the room, thanking her for her time, or contact the reality show department at CNT and indicate you have a candidate for the hit reality TV show Hot Teacher High School? Well, I mean, it had to be 3, right? By contacting CNT, you will not only help your teacher, but you'll also be helping yourself. Confidential tips pay $1,000. Question 3. A friend has been downloading episodes of Fame or Shame and Jack Howitz's reality show from the internet. He wants to share them with you. Do you? 1. Watch them. Vinewood makes enough money off the back of the working man. Number 2. Politely say that you would rather watch them as the network intended, riddled with commercials and only playing while you eat dinner. 3. Dial 911 and say that you've witnessed a crime. I imagine 2 and 3 interchange, but I'm going to go with 3. Correct answer number 3, I thought so. It's the compassionate thing to do. Question 4. You're recording a video on your mobile phone when a car skids out of control and takes out pedestrians on the sidewalk. I haven't even looked at the answers. I already know what the answer is going to be. 1. Run to help the injured. 2. Upload it to your Life Invader page with the caption, "LOL, bowling for arseholes." 3. Contact CNT News and let them know you have an exclusive footage for sale. It's 3. Thanks for taking our quiz. Remember, a smart teen is a safe teen, and a safe teen is a TV teen. Television is the safest entertainment choice available. Freedom is great and everything, but sometimes the best choice is to let other people make choices for you. With the exciting next season lineup on the networks, there really is no reason to spend another night trolling Life Invader or reading blogs. Tune out the internet and tune in to the TV. Let's get America back where it belongs. On the couch. And there's me right there, little Glacky. You know, I don't really think I ever got my driver's license. I never finished that. Let me go to the San Andreas DMV real quick. This is the San Andreas DMV website. Here you can, learn tips of the week apparently. Text only when driving slowly. That is a good tip. We have a section here to test our driving knowledge, so why don't we take the test? My God, that's a test. Okay, when is it permissible to run a red light? When you are convinced that the minority in the car is going to murder you for no apparent reason, apart from the fact that they are probably foreign. The correct driving position is slumped down below window level with the seat fully reclined, smoking a massive fatty for medical purposes, when getting serviced orally by a girl while driving. The correct course of action is A. Blast an 80s rock power ballad to get her in the mood. 4. How much gin and juice can you safely consume while operating a vehicle? Who cares? You'll rarely get above 5 miles an hour in Los Santos anyway. What is an important safety tip when backing up? B. Push back slowly and purr. You like that, don't you? And then pound hard. Next. Dear God, there's more. Who has the right of way when 4 cars approach a 4-way stop? A. I do. 7. When picking up a prostitute, always leave the car running in case shit gets real. B. Pick a station that is soft and romantic to set the vibe. Put your wallet under the seat in case she tries to roll you. D. All of the above. 8. You come over a hill and are the first person on the scene of an accident. People are hurt. You should save any hot college girls first, as they will be indebted to you sexually. 9. You are driving outside the city on rural roads, and your car breaks down. A. You are fucked. B. Tell anyone that stops that you are diseased. C. Start running, don't look back. D. All of the above. 10. When stopped in traffic. C. Send out bleats about how bad the traffic is. You are really important. You failed. Either try again or take a cab. Or the metro. You have to ride the metro, loser. Seriously, you're a loser. No wonder everyone hates you. Well, thanks. That's just dandy. There are only a few more websites that I want to visit that I think are interesting. Otherwise, this video will go on forever and it will be an hour long, and neither of us wants that. So let's go to one I think we all may have visited at some point, and that's the Epsilon Program website. Welcome to the Epsilon Program. Do you want to be happy and free from thought, or continue dying in ignorance, without knowing your true eternal self? You are controlled by lots of powerful forces you do not understand. Do you want to believe? Are you everything you need and less and more? Then you are ready. Do you want to be rich in powerful tools? Our time has come, and so has yours, if you let it. The tract is now being written. We can evaluate our identity. Do you ever experience déjà vu again? Yeah. Do you want to understand completely? To be complete? Sure. Do you have the endurance to lie with 9 partners a week? Yes. Do you ever consider attractiveness relative to your own attractiveness? Uncertain. Do you have a birthmark on your face? No. Do you want to be famous? No. Are you able to look at things and see them as metaphors for other things, like trees and eagles? Yes. Can you easily ignore your entire family and join a new group of friends? Yes. Do your checks clear? Yes. Good results. Apparently my graph levels tell me I am extremely unfulfilled, depressed, unsuccessful, and lacking in purpose, and sometimes feel like stabbing out your own eyes, my own eyes that is, or the eyes of others. There is a page where you can read about Chris Formage, the leader and founder of the Epsilon program. I won't read it all, but I'll read his quote. I have achieved many great things in this life, and the one before. The Earth is 157 years old, and many of us have lived and died once already. What I tell all Epsilonists is to understand the meaning of the universe, you will need to get down to the core of your being and credit score, and listen to hundreds of expensive hours of my lectures. And that is a knowing smile that lasts an eternity. Chris Formage, Luxembourg, 1994. Now, of course, I'm playing as Michael at the moment, so I can make a donation here. We can also see here that there is an Epsilon building in Liberty City now, and this image here does in fact appear to be taken straight out of GTA 4 with this Epsilon logo plastered on here. I think that is a GTA 4 photo, because there is the old lampposts there. New houses of worship are also planned for San Fierro, which is great. Praise Kiflon. Of course, as Michael, you can start a quest line, and you can do a bunch of Epsilon missions and get some Epsilon rewards that you have to pay a lot of money for. Very interesting website, and a lot of interesting stuff on here. On January 17th, 1975, the dismembered, mutilated body of young Vinewood starlet Leonora Johnson was discovered by the side of the Land Act Dam. Following an anonymous tip-off to the LSPD, her killer was never found. This is a whole website dedicated to, well, who killed Leonora Johnson. We know we can find Leonora Johnson's ghost, just kind of hanging around, floating around one of the mountains in the game. And this is just some really sick lore, basically. Update. Big breakthrough. Confession letter confirmed. In a recent interview, Ira Richards, son of movie maker Solomon Richards, claimed he remembers his grandfather David Richards in a drunken stupor one time ranting about a confession that had to be torn up and hidden throughout Los Santos in the late 1970s, as insurance to protect those who knew too much. I think this was perhaps to do with, was it a GTA Online update or was it story mode? I can't even remember. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've had an interesting time on this video. Grand Theft Auto 4's internet was set in a very different time than GTA 5's internet. And to think GTA 6 will have 11 plus years of internet culture behind it. The GTA 6 internet, I imagine, is going to be insane because the internet in this one, obviously, has been a lot more interactive than the GTA 4's different web pages. The most interactive sites on there were email and thelovemeat.net, and that's pretty much it. But there's been quite a few on here. Now, we haven't had a video in a while, but we're back with another Grand Theft Auto 4 internet video, this time for the DLCs, both The Ballad of Gay Tony and The Lost and Damned. With both DLCs came a lot of new websites, so starting with The Lost and Damned, let's start with the different motorcycle club websites, because they all have their own website. You can go to www.lostmc.com, and we go to the Lost website. Brother for life, lost forever. We can take a look at the club history. It was 1964 when 8 US Marines met in Hanoi. They bonded over a love of hookers, horse, motorcycles, and 86 and Charlie. The boys couldn't figure out what to do when the napalm ran out and it was time to haul ass out of the jungle. Until, that is, one of them had the bright idea of starting a motorcycle club, thinking about all the brothers they sent home in bags. They called it The Lost. We've seen some hard times. Brothers turning snitch. Brothers getting killed. Brothers being taken down on bogus charges. But we're still here. We've cut out all the weekend warriors and checkbookers. We're stripping our shit to pure, kick-ass, die for the lost brothers. Fuck yeah. Now, underneath all of this guff is a bunch of personal ads. Now, all of these personal ads aren't really just ads, they are also cheat codes. You call up those numbers, they'll spawn right in front of you, and they will disable your achievements. We can take a look at the graveyard. The graveyard page on the Lost website is clearly just, well, it's a graveyard for their lost brothers. And they have a web page dedicated to each of them. Let's click on Bozo. Rip Bozo. Never one to suck it to the bulls. Bozo gave a big f*** you to the Cherry Tops when they tried to pull him over one time. Long story short, an argument led to an altercation, led to bullets being exchanged. Bozo had taken out 3 cops when one of them got a lucky headshot. The SOB wasn't even breaking the speed limit. He'll be missed. Let's take a look at Dirty Sue. With a name like Dirty Sue, you expect a lady biker, right? Who's maybe a little filthy. Sue died an outlaw through and through. He was riding a chopper drunk and giving the finger to the man. It's a shame he didn't realize he was on the wrong side of the road, and a tanker was headed right for him. They say one of his ears got found a mile down the big slab. Oh my god. I'm proud to pick up a piece of Dirty Sue on my rubbers when I next go on a run. Okay, one more for good luck. Let's click on Mitch. Ah, here he is, Mitch, R.I.P. Mitch. Mitch loved Hole too much for his own good. Unlike most of us who pay the price with alimony and VD, Mitch paid with his life. He had an old lady getting purple puppies on the back of his chopper when they both got hit by a freight train. I can't wait to twist the wick with this guy on the great free ride to hell as a beautiful tribute. Rip Mitch, R.I.P. Their last page is Buried Alive. Let's take a look at Wyatt. Wyatt was just a prospect when the pigs found him, so now they're in jail. That's what buried alive means. Wyatt was just a prospect when the pigs found him with a couple of pounds of horse. He could have rolled on any of the brothers. The fact is, he didn't even know what was in the package he was carrying. Now he's doing 25 years, and his old lady's balling stink bomb. That guy ain't even fully patched. What's attractive about a man whose nickname is Stink Bomb? We admire you, dude. If you want to continue prospecting when you're out, we'd be honored. Mine's a pissfasser. Now, I'm going to leave it on Henry, but I'll leave Jose's down here on the screen so you can read that too if you want. Solitary confinement was made for SOBs like Henry. He was always the brother you rely on to finish a bar fight you'd started. Truckers, college kids, steroid junkies, he'd fuck them all up. The law was bound to catch up with him one day, and he's doing 3 for assault. I got $5 that says he'll be swinging punches on his first night of freedom. Well, that was an interesting insight into the Lost that I honestly have never looked at in my life. And this website is only unlocked partway through the Lost and Damned story. You get a text or an email saying, oh, hey, by the way, we have a website, go check it out. I never did, because I couldn't be bothered. However, there are more motorcycle clubs in the Lost and Damned. For instance, there is also the Angels of Death. So let's go to angelsofdeathonline.com. And here we are on the Angels of Death website, Angels of Death Liberty. Let's go down. All these are links. Okay, just the facts. Legal warning. Any attempt to use Angels of Death motorcycle trademarks will be met with a prompt response from our legal team. Please divert any news media inquiries to our public relations department. Didn't expect to be reading that on this website. Just the facts. Oh, this is good. Okay, this is fine. The Angels of Death Motorcycle Club started in San Andreas in 1949. At first, it was only a small club. Then, after the Civil Rights Act, people became unsatisfied with a non-segregated society. They looked to the Angels of Death as an oasis of racial and religious purity. Men wanted to treat women like objects, ride motorcycles, and say "f*** off" to anyone who looked different. They joined the Angels of Death Motorcycle Club. Now there are AOD charters in every state in the country, as well as Scandinavia, in the UK, Canada, and Australia. We have a theme park in the south and an extensive range of club merchandise. If you've got any questions, take a look at the Q&A section. If you've got more questions, ask a fully patched member of AOD and hope you don't get a kick in the balls. Support items. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, stop. Only fully patched members of the Angels of Death can wear our colours, but any civilians can buy club support items with our insignia on them. It's a way of showing your support and admiration for the Angels of Death. Wear our name with pride. All customers are subject to racial screening. Hot as hell bed linen. Keep warm this season with Angels of Death eiderdowns and electric bedspreads. Both items are highly flammable. Keep away from open flames. This is so... Why are they so corporate? Do I remember them being corporate? Were they corporate in the game? Did they have an HR department? Oh, I can add it to basket. The gates to the Angels of Death store are closed right now. Oh, what else we got? Angels of Life. Ooh, by Arnie Lester with Fred M. Nelson. Soon to be made into a Vinewood motion picture, this is a gripping account of a chapter president in the Angels of Death. Arnie Lester explains how his errant youth and love for motorcycles made him the community worker he is today. Is that different enough to put on YouTube? I present to you the Angels of Death dildo. Ever want to get f***ed by an Angel of Death, but all the brothers in the bar are too drunk or too old to get it up? Here's the solution. Model on Angel of Death road caption Joe John Johnson's Johnson. Legal warning, only for use on females and fully patched members doing long stretches at the big house. Oh dear. Encourage your children to be an outlaw from the start with the Angels of Death Baby Change Unit. Oh, of course, this is the classic, the biker party set. Beer mug, shot glass, bong, and a meth pipe. All in hard-wearing, shatterproof glass, stamped with the famous Angels of Death insignia. Drink responsibly. Cannabis and methamphetamine sold separately. I really enjoyed that. Let's go to the Q&A. Why are all of your members white? The Angels of Death don't have a policy of excluding members of any of the inferior races. It's just none of them have ever been able to get through our rigorous selection process. In order to become a prospect and then a fully patched member of the Angels of Death, you have to pass a series of tests of your intelligence, character, and fortitude. So far, only white men have stood up to our strict standards. Where is my nearest charter? If you're in the USA and you don't know where your nearest charter is, you must have your head up your ass. Look around. What is this we've heard in the news about a war with the Lost MC? The news media has been lying to the American people since the founding fathers signed the Declaration of Independence. Look at the unfairness with which they treat our president. Anyway, the Lost MC are a bunch of criminals who ain't fit to lick the grease from an AOD camshaft, let alone go to war with us. We in the Angels of Death are a group of understanding citizens who have come together over a mutual love of motorcycles. There's no war because there's no contact between the two clubs. Some interesting lies from the Angels of Death there. Now I'm going to head over to uptownriders.net, and then I'm going to type it in properly this time. uptownriders.net. The Uptown Riders are a group of urban riding enthusiasts based out of Northwood in Liberty City. Originally started as a lifestyle group, established for the discussion of sports bikes and the betterment of our community. Uptown Riders are branching out into a clothing line with more merchandising to follow. So is this another one going corporate? Oh, they've got merch. Street Sweeper T put the baddest gun on the street right on your chest. Fully auto, bitches. This was a new gun in The Lost and Damned. This ain't a bulletproof vest, but it looks like one. Try not to get hit out there, people. Ah, of course. Got some motorcycle body armor. You look like a Republican space ranger while pulling some sick shit on your bike. Uptown Riders latex gloves, because no one wants to leave no prints at the seam, motherfuckers. Ooh, coming soon to the Uptown Riders. They've got, just like the Angels of Death, on their website, they have the Uptown Riders bed linen. Cozy up to your bitches in the Uptown Rider style. They've also got a movie in the works, but also a video game. The story of how we rose to the top of Liberty City. Just need to get someone to make that shit. We're speaking to some of the biggest names in entertainment. Of course, dude, of course! The Uptown Riders double ender, to keep your stable busy while you're out riding your bike. Just make sure they put a video of that shit on the internet. And they got the diapers too, and they've also got the Uptown Riders party set. Very interesting. They've gone like, it feels like full corporate again. Also on this website are bikes and bitches, but it is mainly bikes. In fact, it is 100% bikes. This, on here, you've got a bunch of different bikes on here. It's not every bike in the game, of course, but it does explain some things about the different bikes. For example, let's look at this very serious double T description. Modern street bike for the soldiers. This 900cc inline 4 produces 170 brake horsepower. It dominated the market until the 801 showed up on the scene. Still a capable weapon in the right hands, its agility and availability mark it out as a true modern classic. User-friendly and reliable. This 180-mile-an-hour rocket has few vices and is still lighter than most of its pricier rivals. Like I said, actually quite a serious description for the bike on here. So I believe those are the Motorcycle Club websites, but there are of course more websites to go over. I don't know if we're going to get to go over all of them because we still have to do the Ballad of Gay Tony, but let's have a look. Here's a fun one. If we go to www.genderrolldoll.com, I believe. The Gender Roll Doll. Playtime where you learn your place. Reinforce positive playtime, family values, and gender roles with the Gender Roll Doll. The Gender Roll Doll provides an enjoyable way for your sons and daughters to learn what it means to be part of a healthy, traditional family unit. A meek, submissive wife and an aggressive, dominant husband trapped in a joyless marriage who have awkward sex once a month in the missionary position and suppress all of their true emotions for fear of offending an all-seeing celestial being. Meet Kyle, our Gender Roll Doll for boys. He has tons of great sayings that are educational and inspirational. Pull my cord. No. Pull it harder. Drinks real beer. Incapable of action. These are all of the lines you would get if you pulled his cord. I make the money, you cook. Got it, toots? What did you buy now? More crap, probably. Male nurses are gay. I came home after a hard day's work to this? Let's take a look at Stacy, the Gender Roll Doll for girls. She teaches girls the value of being a mum and woman with many positive sayings like, I can't wait to get pregnant and raise a family. Emotions cloud my judgment. See, now this is unhinged. It was probably my fault. Oh my god. The Gender Roll Doll requires 2 AA batteries inserted into Kyle's mind and any of Stacy's orifices. 21 phrases. Easily undressed. Look at the makeup she's got caked on her. She's got a black eye! Oh my god. Most people would agree that feminism has been the driving force behind the moral decline in this country. Just look at what's happened since we let women drive, study and vote. Unprecedented rises in divorce, teenage pregnancy, murder, crime, terrorism, and sexual perversion. We have allowed the minds of our children to be poisoned by a bunch of radical vegan fuglies. Suddenly, a man asking why his dinner isn't on the table after a long day's work is hate speech. Suddenly, running a household with a firm hand is termed domestic violence. Men aren't the enemy. Men are providers and protectors. There to pat you patronizingly on the head when you don't understand something. Now listen, if you're looking at this website and you're thinking, my god, this actually sounds like a good idea, maybe you need to visit this next website. I'll bring it up. Okay, here we are at Train Yourself Tolerant. Sensitivity training for the office, but I think it will work, YouTuber to YouTubey. There was a day in America when you could smoke at your desk, slap the secretary on the ass, call your coworker this for refusing a shot of whiskey at noon, belittle the Mexican mailman, and then go home to beat up your kids. Those days are sadly gone. This isn't 1980s America or modern day Turkey. You can't talk about why Barry from Accounts walks funny. If a minority or woman is late, you are forbidden from calling them out on it. Right here we got a list of business buzzwords that are now banned from the workplace. Let's take a look. This is brilliant. The following is a list of business buzzwords that are no longer appropriate for the workplace. Business buzzword and who it's offensive to. 24/7 insomniacs. Across the board, surfers. Beat around the bush, lesbians. Customer focused, ADD sufferers. Cherry picking, virgins. Empire building, the British. Scalability, people with no arms. Stand alone, people with one leg. Step up to the plate, people with no legs. Touch base, people with no hands. Whistleblower, people who can't whistle. If you want to take a look through these, they're on the screen. You'll be able to pause, you'll be able to see them. You know how YouTube works, you've been here before. Next, I've got another quite interesting website which you probably definitely have never seen before. This is highmenspacetours.com. Breaking the barrier, visiting the void, if only for a fleeting moment. Imagine floating on the edge of nothingness. You are, for a microsecond, weightless. Then suddenly plunging back to reality, knowing you will never reach that high again. Welcome to amateur aeronautics and space exploration. It's just as safe as NASA's shuttle missions, except at a low cost and for profit. Join the 60 Mile High Club, just $250,000, completely safe. First, pony up $250,000, yeah, we've established that. Receive the jacket with Hyman Space logos all over it, then proceed to brag to all your rich friends while at fundraisers. Think of it as an amusement park ride for millionaires. History suggests that the Hyman Space experience is likely to play out in one of two ways. Before launch, an on-site extra insurance policy is sold to passengers as their families look on, weeping from behind a velvet rope at the end of the tarmac. The Black Baron 2 mothership climbs to about 50,000 feet and releases the Space Trotter 2 rocket ship, while the passengers violently shake. Space Trotter 2 blasts up to 63 miles high, runs out of gas, and begins freefalling. Slutty space hostesses in tight silver uniforms hand out complimentary bath bags. Passengers float around in a confined space with a migraine for 5 minutes, trying to act like this was worth it. Space Trotter 2 plunges back through Earth's atmosphere, and the wings open, and Space Trotter 2 glides smoothly down to the ground. Or Space Trotter 2 explodes in a ball of white-hot fire, killing everyone on board, and we start work on Space Trotter 3. The internationally recognised boundary of space is 62 miles above land. Hyman Space Tours sends you a full mile into space and gives you a full 5 minutes of weightlessness. If that's not worth $250,000, we don't know what is. So just like the famous space captain himself, you can go up and experience weightlessness in a shuttle-looking thing. Book your bachelor party now. 4 men, 2 strippers, 0 gravity. Imagine a bachelor party with a different atmosphere. Remember, in space, you can actually spin the lucky lady during a rotisserie party. What happens in space stays in space. HIV does not stay in space. And that is where we are going to end it for The Lost and Damned. However, we still do have a few websites to look at in The Ballad of Gay Tony. So let's switch over and have a look. And here we are in The Ballad of Gay Tony, where the wallpaper is I Love LC, and I've always loved this. If there's one thing that differentiates The Ballad of Gay Tony from The Lost and Damned and the GTA 4 base game, it's the nightclubs. Masonette 9, Hercules, and Bahama Mamas specifically have websites in the game that we can visit, so why don't we just have a quick look at those? I think the obvious one to start with would be Masonette 9. Masonette 9 is a private venue for after-dinner drinks, catering exclusively to members and their friends. If you did not know that, you are very unlikely to get in. We are located in Algonquin, Liberty City, but if you have to ask where, then you are definitely not our sort of person. Founded in 2003 by Liberty City's 20-year reigning king of Liberty City's nightlife, Tony Prince, Masonette 9 is small, cramped, expensive, overcrowded, and definitely not for you. So please don't bother stopping by. On the off chance that we were wondering where you had been all our lives, let's be really clear. We weren't waiting for you, and we did not want you. Unless you were rich, beautiful, and famous, you will feel pretty inadequate here. So why put yourself through that? Therapy is really expensive and it doesn't work. Let's take a look at the rules. Dress code is not something we worry about, as we aren't some bunch of bridge and tunnel suburbanites. If you look wrong, we will make that very clear. You must be over 21 or famous to party. The club is open 7 nights a week from when we feel like it to when we've had enough. There's also a section here for Tony Prince, so let's click on Tony. It's quite the about section, so let me just power through it. Tony Prince, the legendary gay Tony, grew up in Dukes. As a young boy, he wandered to the Humboldt River and dreamed of living on the other side so he would no longer be considered bridge and tunnel. And as soon as he went to college, his dreams came true. Ignoring school, he spent the middle part of the 1980s working the cloakroom, and then the door at the legendary Elephant, until that closed down following a fire. Tony's next venture was the classic rave venue Puddle, based famously in a converted mortuary. Unfortunately, the taxman decided that Tony was having too good of a time, and the club was closed and Tony narrowly avoided jail. Next, he opened his first gay club, Thunder, which itself evolved into Two Backed Beast. After this was shut down by the city, he returned to the gay scene with Hercules. At the same time, he catered to the heterosexual crowd with the now legendary Death by Machines. After Death by Machines burned down, there's a lot of fires going on. Tony was briefly banned from opening any new venues before he opened Masonette 9 in 2003. As Tony says, in his inimicable style, I do it for the love, that and the easy money, access to drugs, and ability to suck up to famous people. Hercules, Tony's other club, has a website too, except no substitute. Hercules, the original Muscle Mary. Hercules only has the one page. It has an image of the club here, and this is the only text on the page. A slice of Olympus here on Earth. Dance with the gods while Rome is burning. Go back to a time when gay guys spent most of their disposable incomes on getting wasted from Thursday night to Monday morning, rather than adopted children, quickie divorces, and designer sinks. Come on, you're gay, start acting like it. Part of the legendary Liberty City icon Tony Prince's party empire, Hercules is a final bastion of hotness in these tepid times. Young and old unite as desperate revelers cling onto a once proud scene. Now open all night, every night. If you want to spend your money, we'll take it. And that's the Hercules website. It's nothing too eccentric, I suppose. It's just got the one page. Not even an address. Finally, we have Bahama Mamas. And here we are at the Bahama Mamas website. This is another website with only one page, but it is a bloody long one. I mean, look at the size of this scroll bar. It's a very long page. Bahama Mamas, where evolution stops and the party starts. Bahama Mamas is no longer a gentleman's club. After so many nights of happy endings, it was only a matter of time before one came to an unhappy end, with a visit from the Vice Squad. Oh dear. Since losing our license, Bahama Mamas has reopened as a top-quality VIP dance club. Middle-aged, married men, please take note. You will not be allowed in, unless you order triple bottle service with sparklers in. They have a strict no-smoking policy because there is way too much hair product in here to risk a naked flame. One spark and the place will go up like an oil refinery. There is a different dress code for men and for women. For men, it's tight t-shirt, wife beater, striped shirt ideally, with large patterns of dragons, etc. And with popped collar and unbuttoned to the waist, ripped jeans, deep orange tan, heavily gelled hair, spiked, slicked back, or faux hawked, any will do. Pointy sideburns, plucked eyebrows, earring, gold chain, sunglasses, coloured contacts, cigarette behind the ear, lots of cologne, laughable machismo. And dress code for women, women can wear what they want, so long as it's small, tight, cheap, and slutty. Exposed G-string, fake tits, hair extensions, tramp stamps, and massive amounts of eye makeup and infected belly button piercings are preferred. Bahama Mamas even has a foam party, which is apparently infamous. Direct from Belgium, Frankie Blowout. Hands in the air. This dude seems to be a DJ all the way from Belgium. Bahama Mamas even do bachelor parties. Imagine that. There's a lot of ads on here for Pisswasser and Patriot Ale. Let's take a look at their latest emails that they put on the site. Last night was off the motherfucking chain, bro. Full of underage girls, blacked out on shots. Sweet. Donnie from Actor. Me and my friends had a great time. Don't remember shit. We're all pregnant. Bahama Mamas is the shizzle. Serious binge drinking, dude. I pile drive some tourist over a urinal and glassed a Mexican kid. Keeping it real. West Dyke boys forever. We will fuck you up. It was male topless night as well. Strictly no body hair. And we also have some ads for some upcoming events. We have DJ Whoever and Miss Terry. So I've only got a few more websites that I want to show you, but they are pretty good ones. First of all, did you know that Bleater, the Twitter parody for Grand Theft Auto, actually started in the Ballad of Gay Tony? So we can go to www.bleater.biz. There you go. Now this is like... You thought that the Grand Theft Auto 5 version of Bleater was a step in the past, like a window back into what once was, right? This is even further back. What is Bleater? It's life, suddenly made for everyone. It's microblogging. Imagine getting text messages from people you barely know about shit nobody cares about. Life suddenly got interesting. It's reality TV without pictures, and it stars a bunch of boring people. Life suddenly got quick. Your life is boring and trivial. Share it. Life suddenly got about punishing others. Bleater lets you leave dickish comments to celebrities. Life suddenly got about showing these jumped up jerks who's boss. If you have no sense of self and have to prattle on about every little thing in your life, Bleater is for you. Life suddenly got a little bit crazy. Now the only bleats that we can see are on the side here. Here are some great recent bleats from our great community of bleaters. Tilly says, "Oh my god, when I get home I'm going to blog about my new haircut." Rosanna Jangle, bored at home thinking of swallowing a fistful of pills. Butterfly Rimmer, "I have piles." Pablo Pizza, "I am not racist. I can't believe this driver kept calling me that. It's freedom of speech." Los Santos Slim says, "My cat just got hit by a car." Ginger Buddy says, "My neighbours are totally having a three-way." Posting pictures in a sec. Let's have a look at how they make money. We aren't interested in that. We are like many social networking sites, funded by young assholes who get really popular, then cash out and sell it to old assholes at big media companies who quickly learn they've bought a site that will be obsolete as soon as the next social media fad comes in. And that's life. It is incredible how nobody could have predicted where Twitter would have gone. I mean, it really was this kind of stuff back in 2009, 2010. I know I said it in the GTA 5 video, I'll say it again. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Bleater is like, or Y is like in GTA 6. That's going to be amazing. Okay, now you guys, I don't know if you know this, but I read this book, and it's called Women Are Idiots, and mind-blowing, mind-opening rather. So, and they also have a website, so let's go and have a look at the website, womenareidiots.net. Nick Lancaster, that's his name. Hi, I'm Nick Lancaster. I've slept with over 500 different girls. How? I read my book, Women Are Idiots. I can walk into a room and walk out with a girl on my arm in 30 minutes. How do I do it? Is it pheromones or pharmaceutical? For a cool $34.99, I'll send you my book and the accompanying language CDs. Now, why language CDs? You're going to be learning a new language, one that allows you to communicate with women in their language. It's well known, without the N, that the strongest swimmer wins the race in the old fallopian tubes. For hundreds of thousands of years, women have spread their legs for the alpha male. I'll teach you how to turn yourself from an omega into that alpha. I won't go through all of these, but I will have a look at a few of them. Avoid spending money on drinks, presents, or jewelry. There is a chance that you won't get laid. Don't pay to lose. Play to win. Women are passive. Men are aggressive. Don't wait on her. Get up in her face and show her that she needs you. Understand female psychology. You'll read the chapter, The Sea is Crazy. If she recognizes one of the techniques as being from a pickup artist book, accuse her of being drunk and or crazy, then call her a lesbian, and not the good kind. My book works. Remember, you might be accused of being deceptive and a liar for using seduction techniques, but women have fake tits, high heels, and makeup to cover who they really are. They're even more full of shit than we are. Be an alpha, not an omega. Here are some places that you can meet some women. Shopping malls, they just can't stop spending money. Libraries, girls are always checking out books on romance and yeast infections. Theme restaurants, there's nothing more degrading than working at a theme restaurant. Her self-worth is already in the toilet, she's easy pickings. Schools, obvious, young girls are easy if you dismantle their self-worth quickly enough. Rehabs, these girls are already proven losers. Learn different kinds of approaches, like the spilled drink, the fender bender, and the my ex-girlfriend was murdered approach. If you shake her hand, don't let go. Even when she says, "You're hurting me," oh god, women like it rough. The ones that don't are lesbians. Definitely. Wear earplugs, it blocks out the inane chatter. Order my book today, you'll be picking up women in no time. I went from an omega to an alpha, and you can too. Well, this has certainly lived up to the, shall we say, rockstar internet charm. Now, you might know Princess Robot Bubblegum from the TV in GTA 5 or GTA Online, as well as a bunch of car liveries and a bunch of other clothes and stuff. It actually began in Grand Theft Auto 4, The Ballad of Gay Tony. So we can go on the Princess Robot Bubblegum website, it's a big name, it's very hard for me to say, and we can have a look around. PrincessRobotBubblegum.com is the official site for merchandise and fans of the world's greatest anime ever. They've got new merchandise in production. Princess Robot Bubblegum and the Kitty Lover Shiny Bikini Ninja Super Party Time Dimensional Dragon Hole. My god! Now on DVD. Includes commentary track from the Korean animators who put the show together. Must speak Korean to understand. Also includes scenes cut from the movie due to taste/ethnic slurs, including used Princess Robot Bubblegum lacy undergarments, not really worn by Princess Robot Bubblegum. Take a look at some of the Princess Robot Bubblegum merchandise. Thankfully, this is incredibly low res, so I think I'm going to be able to get away with this. This is the Princess Robot Bubblegum vest, and they are sold out, of course. We have a talking blow-up doll, discounted to $199. That's a steal. Sake brand sake. Celebrate the way sake would. Drink it in one go. Princess Robot Bubblegum sleeping pills. There's a video game update. Princess Robot Bubblegum 67? Repressed Destiny Sparkle for handhelds is the best RPG ever, so great that it's pirated 4-1. We also have some cheats for the game. When you bang on the door to the temple, remove PRB's clothes before the count answers. Stop PRB from cutting herself when she cries or her health will go down. The game is also in real time. When it's PRB's time of the month, she will act erratically and lash out at friends, causing them damage and making them not want to join quests with you. Hide in the cavern until her time passes. If you do not collect every amulet, you will have to start the game over and replay every mission. Aren't Japanese games awesome fun? On the boss mission, stick the sword in his nutsack. Flash him by pressing down, down, up, left, left, down, down, up, left and right within 3 seconds. If you perform this incorrectly, it will break your handheld and you will have to buy a new one. And that is the Princess Robot Bubblegum website. Another fantastic addition to Rockstar's beautiful catalogue. Now there are a few sites that I've been missing out, but I want to end it with a nice easy one, a nice fun one. It's called The Fuggy. The Fuggy. The blanket with glory holes. It's machine washable. Buy now. Incredible. Only $19.99. She's shivering with a duvet wrapped around her. He's sweating with a raging hard-on. Sound familiar? It's one of life's cruel mysteries. Women are perpetually cold, men are perpetually up for action. The missionary position in the bedroom can get boring and take the spontaneity out of your sex life. Now she can enjoy warmth and comfort anywhere around the house, and he can enjoy what he deserves. Introducing the blanket with glory holes. Fuggy, only $19.99. Incredible, has a $100 value. The Fuggy comes in one size fits all. Your entire family can wear the Fuggy, and they look like they belong in a medieval monastery. The Fuggy is great for single men too. We've all been there. Those long winter nights sat alone in front of the TV, drinking whiskey and spanking one out to cosmetics commercials. With the Fuggy, you can stay warm and see your junk in all its glory. And it's machine washable. It's just $19.99 with $60 shipping. There's a few Q&As too. Can't I just wear a bathrobe backwards and cut a hole in the crotch? No, that's tasteless. Is the Fuggy good for the elderly? Yes, and perfect for the incontinent. Are there Fuggy fan clubs? Yes, many couples enjoy Fuggy bar crawls, where after a few drinks everyone goes back to a hotel room. Apparently it also comes in a range of exotic designs like zebra, leopard, and cougar. And you can see on the Fuggy here, I thought these were, it's like a leopard print. I thought those were leopard eyes. I thought like this shadow here was an ear. No, those are nipples, bro. That's what they are. I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you coming back and watching another GTA 4 internet video. I know it's challenging for you to do so I appreciate it. We're back on the regular videos, so we're going to have some more out soon. There's going to be some more coming out this month. Hopefully at least a video a week. So let's keep this train a-going, a choo-choo. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment if you liked the video. Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me if I missed anything that you would have liked to see. I know there was a few websites I missed. I guess I'll just say I'll see you in the next video. Keep it breezy and take it sleazy.